car as well. The 91's made contact with the wall, it looks like there, Junior. Oh, and the caution's out.
Kimi Räikkönen in the 91, and he has made contact with that inside wall.
He has $1 million, 51 times over. In 2007, he was ranked as the richest driver in all of motorsports. And tonight, he turns to NASCAR. Formula One World Championship in 2007, driving for Ferrari. He collected 18 wins over the course of his F1 career. The 31-year-old from Finland left Formula One after the 2009 season and has been competing in the World Rally Championship. Kimi, who in 2008 was actually featured on his own postage stamp in Finland, handpicked Charlotte Motor Speedway for his first NASCAR race. Räikkönen joins Mario Andretti, Jimmy Clark, and Jacques Villeneuve as the only Formula One champions to ever make the transition to NASCAR. And Ray, I believe, is standing by with him.
Absolutely, Kristen. It's been amazing to see all of the press that has been here this weekend to cover Kimi Räikkönen's NASCAR debut. I've been practicing my Finnish, so let me try this. Hauska tavata.
It's okay. I mean, it's nice to be here. It's something completely new again for me, but I mean, it's not easy to come and not really knowing at all what will happen this weekend, but we're going to learn. So soon we get in the racing and see how it is.
Krista, what's amazing is just about anything he's ever sat behind, he has been very, very fast. So it'll be fun to watch him work his way through the pack tonight here at Charlotte.
And we've already seen how much exposure he is bringing so many media members in the NASCAR Truck Series garage just to watch him climb in to the truck today. He actually held a press conference and it was streamed live in Europe this morning. Rick Allen, Phil Parsons, and Michael Waltrip are standing by upstairs. Now, I'm not going to ask you guys to translate anything in Kimi's native language of Finnish, but we do know that his presence here is certainly big.
The eyes around the world watching Kimi Räikkönen as he takes on NASCAR.
Permy, eyes all over the world are on 31-year-old Kimi Räikkönen from Espoo, Finland. He got a start in go-karts before moving into open-wheel cars. He made the move to Formula One in 2001. He moved to the Ferrari team in 2007 and won the World Championship. He won a total of 18 F1 races before leaving at the end of the 2009 season for the World Rally Championship, where he continues to compete. He's hoping to do more NASCAR races after tonight, and he will start 31st in his perky, jerky Toyota, Mikey.
I think Kimi got in the wall, guys.
Kimi got in the wall once again. We saw him scrape the wall earlier in practice. Look at him trying to catch that truck.
He got loose, had to chase it up the hill, and ran out of room. Made some contact. Watch this from his onboard camera. Just watch and listen.
Happens quickly, but I don't think that was enough to mess up his whole night, Phil. He can get to pit row. They maybe pull out on that right front. It doesn't even look like the right front fender's beat in very badly, so he's still learning. He's still okay. We can still get some good laps here.
Here comes Kimi Räikkönen in the 15, moving by T.J. Bell in the 50.
Good corner for Kimi there.
I believe somebody's figuring this thing out. Johanna Long just in front of him in the 20.
I think he's going to learn that running into the wall in NASCAR is not a bad thing.
Kimi Räikkönen loose, chasing that truck up the racetrack.
Hold on, come on, keep digging. Good job. Clear all around. All clear, all clear.
Well, not all clear.
Relatively clear.
That's a situation again, Phil. We saw it earlier in practice today. He gets that truck in a really bad shape, but he's able to save it and drive through it, and that means he can check another learning experience off. He has never felt aero loose before in a truck. He'd never had that sensation, and that's what happened right there. She took the air off of him. He about wrecked, but he kept from hitting her, and he kept the truck going straight.
That was the worst possible scenario. He's fighting a loose truck anyway, and when you get down on the inside of another vehicle, it just compounds the situation.
On the other side of the screen, you see Kimi down to the bottom again, making a move on the inside of Justin Lofton.
I'm telling you, he is making some moves and passing some trucks.
Looking pretty impressive. Right.
Though, Phil, he could have said, I'd rather pit now and not be up in the middle of all this till I get my wits about me. I think he thinks he's got his wits about him.
But we've seen him, as you can see, what kind of a special career he's had at only 31 years old. But we've seen him pass a lot of trucks here already tonight.
And has looked impressive. Again, just 9 seasons in Formula One. He had 18 wins there and capturing that 2007 Formula One champion. Now let's go trackside to Ray Dunlap. And here comes Kimi Räikkönen. Räikkönen currently running in the 12th spot. Another truck that didn't come to pit road.
He's hung in there pretty well, too. He restarted about 6th, and he's only fallen back to 12th, and that's with about everybody behind him with probably fresher tires.
And something really interesting is getting ready to happen to this young man when he has to make his first pit stop under green flag conditions. He'll have a really tough time of carrying enough speed to pit road without overdoing it.
How about this list of F1 world champions that have competed in NASCAR? Kimi Räikkönen here tonight, Jacques Villeneuve, we talked about back a few years ago in Las Vegas, Mario Andretti, Daytona 500 winner, as well as a world champion, and Jimmy Clark made a start at Rockingham back in 1967.
Kimi Räikkönen pretty impressive. Now earlier today during practice, he was trying to get onto pit road, came too fast. That was during practice. Now think about what it's going to be like at race speed if he has to come onto pit road under green flag conditions.
He couldn't even get to pit road under caution earlier. They tried to get him in then and he didn't make it. So now we're going to do it under green. He's got to go from 180 miles an hour, Phil, down to 45. This
may be one of the most challenging things he's going to face during this race. He's done a terrific job so far. He's already bounced off the wall a little bit, but he's passed a lot of trucks. He's maintaining a good position. He's staying out in front of Ron Hornaday, who has tires.
Yeah, Ron Hornaday drove up to within 3 or 4 truck lengths of Kimi, but he's driven away from Ron and starting to drive up toward that battle for a top 10 spot. A great job by this guy early in the going.
Pretty impressive run already. Had a pretty close call under this most recent caution. Watch what happens up front.
He sees the trouble, he moves down.
And then right back up the racetrack after he clears
Good job, Kimi. Caution's out.
Matt Crafton involved in that incident. 4th and Johnny Sauter your top 5. There you see David Starr moving up the racetrack. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen to the bottom of the track, going by that 81.
You know, if you race Formula 1 and World Rally cars, you don't see many caution flags. He's probably experienced more of those tonight than he has his whole career.
And he's been racing from the time they dropped the green flag, racing with somebody.
I know we've got 41 laps to go, but how would you grade Kimi Räikkönen in his first ever NASCAR race?
Well, if you take into consideration the degree of difficulty that some of the cats that have lost control of their trucks, you'd have to give him an A+, Rick, because he's gotten up into the top 10. He stayed there, raced just inside the top 15. He's been all over the front. I wonder what he thinks about the experience, all these crashes he's seen.
You know, right before David Starr had his problems, Kimi actually got into the wall. Take a look.
That's about like he did it in practice.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harder there. You could see that truck jump up in the air.
I hit the wall quite hard.
Quite hard. Remember, he just said he just touched it in practice. He hit it quite hard that time.
I can't wait for the rest of this. This is a fun day for him.
We listened in to his radio communication moments ago. Here's what they had to say.
Yeah, it's a little bit too tight, so once it heats up, it just starts to be okay. But every time when it feels that it's... I understand. It's frustrating, but you're correct. Yeah. Takes about 5 laps for you to get going.
I'm glad that guy understood, because I didn't really understand.
I understood every word he said. It's been fun watching Kimi Räikkönen in his first ever NASCAR race.
Well, it's been obvious to me why he's a world champion. What great control he's had of this truck. Never being on this racetrack, never running at these speeds before in a truck. He's had it out of whack, he's saved it, and he's marched up toward the top 15 and stayed there all day long.
Ricky Carmichael throwing that number 4 into the mix now.
Kimi Räikkönen jumps to the inside again to make it 3 wide.
Oh, and he's pushing up the track.
That's Travis Kvapil in the 5. Had to go up the racetrack just a bit to avoid contact.
You can see Justin Allgaier all the way up against the wall there too. As Räikkönen pulling up alongside him.
They've been struggling a little bit, Justin Allgaier, with that 31 car. Made some changes right before qualifying. Qualified decent, but boy, he's searching for racetrack.
One of the stories of the day we've been keeping an eye on, Formula One world champion from 2007, Kimi Räikkönen, making his nationwide series debut in that 87 car, fielded by Nemco Motorsports, Joe Nemechek's team, the car prepared by Kyle Busch Motorsports. As far as Räikkönen is concerned, he's on the lead lap. He's in 16th place. He's gotten a couple of stock car racing lessons here in the mid part of the race.
Yeah, a little bump draft to Stephen Wallace there, but not enough room getting down in there for him.
He does a good job, though, saving the car. Goes on here and tries a little different line going into turn 3. See if he can make some speed up top. Maybe just a little too high.
Well, it's been fun to watch, and again, Dave, he's on the lead lap in 16th place.
Well, now we have to keep in perspective just watching this guy, you know, his second NASCAR race and how much car control he has. Remember, the truck race was here last week. Crew Chief Rick Wren said he learned a lot during that race, including how to be more aggressive. I mean, face it, when he came in here, he'd never been around other cars, been bumped by other cars with fenders on him, at least from the F1 side. So he's really come a long way, and the balance right now, not bad on that car. Remember, started out very tight, loosened it way too much, and kind of came back toward the middle.
And of course, the more recent racing that Räikkönen's been doing has been in World Rally cars.
Yeah, what I've seen so far in this race, Alan, that guy's got a lot of talent. This is just like you say, his second stock car start. Doing a great job. This is a very competitive series. I think it's just what he wants to do with this. If he wants to be a driver in NASCAR, I think he can.
Kimi Räikkönen on pit road now in the 87 car. That'll be a 4-tire change as well. Remember, the balance not too bad, so just an air pressure change for him right now. They've gotten it pretty good for him. The main thing is just making laps and making them aggressively.
Part of the education in the world of NASCAR, Räikkönen getting a pass-through penalty.
I think he might have been speeding getting onto pit road. Like he came in pretty hot, smoking the tires on that first time.
And the Räikkönen penalty was too fast exiting pit road.
Saw this just a little bit ago. Kyle Busch came up on Kimi Räikkönen here. Look how close this was.
Hello.
Yo. On pit road, Dave?
Kimi's coming back down pit road. He feels like he ran over something that's stuck underneath the car. Not only that, they're going to hand him the right water bottle this time. They handed him the empty one he tried to hand out. He's got a piece of somebody else's splitter coming off this race car. Yeah, he did run over something.
Wow.
62 of the net is in as well, Ellen.
Would have been on the track, which brought out the caution. You see the 87 car right there on the back straightaway hits that big piece of that splitter. Had to come to pit road under green to get it off right here. That thing was stuck hard.
And again, another piece of that splitter from the 51 car, the debris that caused this caution flag that we're under. Now that sets up the big strategy that we just saw.
You know, another guy who has raced at Indianapolis, not on the oval, but on the road course. Shannon Spake is with Kimi Räikkönen.
That's right, 27th place finish, but I know this was just an up and down day. You were running top 15 at one point during the race. How would you describe this race, Kimi?
Yeah, in the beginning I thought that we had a good car, always, and on beginning with a good overtake and race with the cars, but then like halfway through, a little bit over the halfway, the cars started to be really tight, and just even we tried to change all the time and to improve it, it just didn't help, and it's just in the end it was just I hit the wall a few times, but I thought that even when I touched the wall a few times it kind of helped, but then it's just in the end it just didn't work at all. I mean, it was really, I just was driving around to finish the race.
And of course your fans wanting to know what your future plans are here in NASCAR. Can we expect to see you back here?
I don't know yet. I mean, for now I go back to Europe and do a few rallies, and then we see what happens.
All right, Kimi Räikkönen, 27th place finish here at Charlotte.
All the journalists jumping in, a lot of unfamiliar faces out down there because, of course, he's been a big draw. But let's go back, take a look at his day. Keep in mind, he just made his NASCAR debut a week ago here at Charlotte in the Truck Series race. He finished 15th in that. started 22nd this morning and quickly learning some bump drafting.
He learned a little bit of NASCAR driving up against the wall, scraping around. And I tell you, though, he did such a great job, in my opinion, Ricky. He ran strong. He's probably one that got the best opening runs of all the open wheel guys I've ever seen.
Yeah, the only thing that got him was the penalty and for speeding on the exit of pit road, and of course somebody's splitter, Rusty, that was laying on the track. I agree with you. I know how difficult this is. He comes into this with no experience. He learns to manage a new car, manage traffic. He adapts to all the things that make up NASCAR racing. Very impressed.
I don't think we're talking enough about how good he ran his first time out. This was an incredible run, where he qualified and how fast he ran and where he ran during the race.
I was just going to say, he finished 27th, but that is probably not indicative of how well he ran today.
He's a champion. He understands that. He's a competitor, and he wants to do well. But, he is following right in there, and he put up some really good laps there yesterday, KP.
Yeah, he did. Listen, he has acquitted himself great in this sport so far. He came out here. He was halfway through the field. That's all you got to do. Be in the top 20-25 right now.
There you go. We mentioned he is today's mayor's guest. Jeff Burton literally just sprinted from the front of
Yes, he did.
all the way to victory lane. Nice run, Jeff. Take it away.
Well, my condition is not what it needs to be, Marty, but pleasure to be here with you, Kimmy. You have, world champion, over 20 F1 wins. It's great to have you here. Why and what has told Peanut about NASCAR to bring you here?
I'm happy to be here, first of all, and very welcome. I felt very welcome. So, there's not one specific reason, but I enjoy racing still, and obviously I had roughly 11 years ago a few races in the truck and Xfinity, so to get a chance to come and race against the best here with a great team, I'm more than happy to be here and see how it goes.
What's been the biggest surprise about this car and how it drives?
No one biggest one. I would say that everything is obviously different what I'm used to in F1. Obviously I've done some rallies, and that's again completely different from either this or F1, but I think it's more or less what I expected. Obviously, I was happy I got a few laps done last week, so I had some idea. But the racing will be a new experience again, and we might got the full service with the shower, so full experience. So let's see how it goes.
So if you get that rain, does that make you feel good? Like you got a little more experience than a lot of these guys do in the wet?
Apparently not. Nobody has with this new car, so we are all in the same experience on that. But obviously, we've done racing on wet in Europe a lot, but I doubt it's going to help on this one. So we'll just need to try to make the best out of it, whatever the situation is, and see what happens.
Well, we love having you here. I'm assuming the NASCAR community has treated you well. You feel welcome, having a good time?
Yeah, it's very, very welcome, and it's been good, and hopefully we're happy after the race, and it's whatever the end result is, it's been a great experience already, but obviously the race is always the fun part, and we'll try to stay out of any issues from the beginning and go from there.
Well, racers are always racers, and the end result is what really matters. You can see it in Kimmy and Parker. It's going to be a fun day. Who knows what's going to happen with this weather.
That's what swapped up this field. How about Kimi Räikkönen, the F1 champ, up to 9th on this strategy? Great experience running at the front, learning quickly, Bagley.
Kimi Räikkönen on the move. What a maiden voyage in the Cup Series for him. He's trying to wedge his way underneath and slide through. He'll do that at the bottom of turn number 2 and the bottom of the Essence. Here's Kimi right now through turn number 3. He is up to 9th. He is 3.14 seconds behind the race leader. A lot of traffic to deal with, but Daly's got a full head of steam right now. Well, right now, the best way is to follow him through until you get the opening. That's exactly what Chase is doing right now. Closing up on the back bumper, looking to the inside, now the outside going into the bus stop.
Kimi throws the block. Now they're going into the bus stop side by side. Chase backs out. Still right there on the back bumper. Looks to the inside now on the carousel. Going to be side by side to the carousel here. Kimi's going to give the spot to Chase on corner exit.
Kimi showing everyone he didn't come here to ride around. He came here to race. Put a block on Chase Elliott. forced Chase Elliott to get aggressive in another part of the racetrack, made the pass, but everybody in this area is watching that happen, knowing now if you're going to pass Kimi, you're going to have to take it from him.
Kimi Räikkönen here on pit road with 3 to go in this stage here. He was one of those cars that got the slicks early, so just trying to connect the fuel strategy here for the 91. He makes his second stop, Dave.
Michael McDowell, the 3 car around here. We got the 91 as well. The 91 car as well. The 91's made contact with the wall, it looks like there, Junior. Oh, and the caution's out.
Kimi Räikkönen in the 91, and he has made contact with that inside wall. You see the flaps up on the hood.
You can see the damage to the tire barrier. See if we can get these cars started and moved away. Yeah, I think the damage is on the left side of the 91. Looks like the left front has some damage. Oh, yeah, pretty heavy damage on the left side. Now that we're kind of getting around there with the camera, I believe this is going to end the day for Kimi Räikkönen. Unfortunate. As we talked about at the beginning of the show, I thought 90 laps would be just a great fun time, this Project 91. Let's take a look at it, Junior. There you see in the middle of the bus stop, just some contact when the left rear quarter panel of the 3 car sends him around from the 1 of, I believe, Ross Chastain. Don't really see how Kimi is involved, but obviously ran wide probably on the exit. So right there, I believe the 1 car gets in the left rear, sending the 3 around, and Kimi is on the inside of all this and just gets ran wide. He jumps a tire on the 27 car and sends him right into the tire barrier. Yeah, I don't think there was anything the 91 could do at that point. Everybody stacks up. Oh, this would be a great shot at the 91. You're going to see him just get pushed left, right there.
So Kimi Räikkönen had climbed out of the car, the AMR safety team there to help, and he is coming back out of the car now. Different, obviously, for Kimi Räikkönen, something he has not done before in the Cup Series. He will take the mandatory trip to the infield care center to get checked out. The 3rd caution came out earlier today, and it was for the 91 of Kimi Räikkönen. He went to the infield care center, and Parker caught up with him just moments ago.
Kimi Räikkönen released from the infield care center here. Kimi, you're involved in that incident out of the bus stop. Was there anything you felt you could have done different there to avoid it?
Yeah, I wasn't very involved with it until I had a good line there, but everybody seemed to come on the left. Unfortunately, I had no time to react, and yeah, the impact was small. Apart from the first impact, somebody hit the tire or the wheels directly, and the wheel spun, and yeah, something wrong with the wrist, but that's how it goes.
I know it was shorter than you wanted, but did you enjoy yourself here in the NASCAR Cup Series?
Yeah, it was good fun, and yeah, felt more confidence all the time, and had some good battles, and yeah, it's a shame. I think the car felt like it had a lot of speed in there, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Will we see it come back?
Well, we'll see. I don't know myself either. So, thank you.
Kimi Räikkönen, again, the world champion, was running up as high.